Hi everyone, welcome back. So, in the previous videos, we have seen how to write tests for get request. Okay, so like in that, we have seen getting all product, getting a single product, and validating the response. Okay, so they're all there in this playlist API testing for beginners playlist. Okay, so now in this video, I will show you post request. Okay, so you know that post request is to create data. Okay, so in real time projects, usually we create users, products, orders, and many other resources using post request. Okay. Okay, so in this video, we will see how to send a post request and what type of tests we can perform on post request, and also we will use pre-request tab. Okay, so I will show you why we use pre-request tab and how to generate dynamic data. Okay, so let's get started. So this is the post request and this is the body. Okay, so in order to create a post request, I mean new resource, so this API expects title, price, description, and category. Okay, so here I'll click on send. So if I click on send, it will create new resource for me. Okay, so we can see that 201, it means the resource is created. Okay, so now the question is what type of requests we can, I mean, what type of tests we can write for a post request. Okay, I'll repeat once again. What type of tests we can write for a post request? So you know that first one is we can validate the status code. Okay, which is most first and most basic a validation, validating the status code. Okay, so how to do that? We have here in get all product. Yeah, here we have. Let us copy this. Copy. I'll just paste the same. So here I'll change the number. So validate the status code is 200. Here I'll make it 201. Okay. So this is basic validation test that here we are validating the status code. Next, what we can validate is we can validate that here the response body is not empty. Okay, so this is we can validate that response body is not empty. So we'll write a test pm.test. So test name is response body is not empty. EMPT1. It's not empty. Okay, so how to write pm dot expect what we are expecting, pm dot response. So whatever the response we got, that should be of JSON and it should not be empty. So dot to dot not dot b dot empty. Okay, so this is another test we can write. Okay, next I'll save it. Next, very important test we'll do in post request is validate the request data is matches with response data. Okay, if I'll go to body, so here this is the request data and validate the request data is matches with response data. Okay, so here the id is unique. Okay, so it will generate id. So other than id, we have to validate title, price, description, and category is matches exactly what we sent. Okay, so this is very important validation we do in post request. Okay, so in order to do that, what we need to do, we need to keep this data in variable. So this is request data, correct? This is request data and we need to keep this request data in some variable and also response data in some other variable, and we will validate that. Okay, so we'll go to scripts and okay, So here we'll keep the request data. So how to keep the request data? PM dot request dot body dot raw. Okay, so dot raw, and we'll keep this in some variable. Let request data. So we'll call this request data. Okay, so here PM dot request, this is the request, and this is body, and this is raw. Okay, so we are keeping this in some variable called request data, and we will convert this into JSON. Okay, so let request JSON is equal to JSON dot parse capital JSON. Okay, so JSON dot parse, we are want to parse this request data. So copy and paste this. Okay, so now we want to keep this response data. So let response data, we'll call it response JSON. Response JSON is equal to pm dot response dot JSON. pm dot response dot JSON. Okay, so now let us write the test. So pm dot test. So the test name will call request data matches response data. So validate request data matches response data. Okay, so here pm dot expect, what I'm expecting a response JSON. Okay, so this response JSON, I'll copy this response JSON dot title. Okay, response date JSON dot title to equal to dot eql, to equal, we want to validate that both are same, both are equal, to equal request JSON, request JSON dot title. Okay, we want to validate, so response JSON title, so the title of response is equal to the title of request what we send, both are equal. Okay, so next we'll write for another three. Okay, so pm dot expect. Okay, so here I'll copy the same and I'll just copy, and I'll copy this line also. I'll now I'll copy price and I'll just rename title. So response JSON dot price to equal request JSON dot price. Now description. Category. Okay, so now the test is ready. Let us execute. Okay, so the first test is validating the validating the status code, and the second test is validating that our response is not empty. Then third one is validating that data is matching. Okay, okay, so let us send the request. Okay. Okay, so I'm writing all these things in pre-request. Okay, I'll cut, I'll go to post response. Sorry, save. Let us send. Okay, so we wrote three tests. So test result is all the three are pass. Okay, status code is passed, response body is passed, and validate data is matching. Both are, all three are passed. Okay, okay. So now biggest question is So how many times we can send the same request? Okay, so now I have sent, again I want to execute the post request, again I cannot send the same data. Okay, so if I'll send, so how many titles or price, or we can have the same copy, correct? So or um, it cannot, we cannot create the same data. Okay, so it will fail or the data may be overwrite, correct? So for that reason, so what we will do is we will generate random data. Okay, so where will generate random data? We generate random data in pre-request tab. Okay, so here we will generate the random data. Okay, so here I'll go to body. So test product sh. So price. So what we will do? So we will generate random price. Okay. So this time it is 150. Next time it will be 200 and 250. And also here also test product will be same. And here in the place of sh we will include some numbers. Okay. So it will be unique always. Okay. Okay. So here we create in pre-request tab. We'll create random data in pre-request tab and we will use in post request. Okay. Okay, so how to create random data? So we'll go to here. I'm keeping this. I'll copy, I'll explain what it is. So here what I'm doing here for the product, so the test product name will be same and I'm appending this random id. Okay, so this is a method. Okay, so this is javascript object, this math is javascript object, and it has methods like floor and random, and this will generate me random data. Okay, it will generate random id. Okay. Okay, so it is like this random method, this random method will generate random numbers between 0 and 1. Okay, so it will generate random numbers between 0 and 1. It is like I'll show you here, like 0.123, something like this. Okay, but it is not more than 1. Okay, always between 0 and 1. And we want to, and I will multiply this with this 10,000. Okay, so it means it will never, the values or data will never be unique. Okay, so it means it will never create the same data. So I am multiplying it by bigger number. Okay, so that is the reason. And this floor, this method, it will remove the decimal part. Okay, this will give the, this math dot random will give the decimal part. Okay, and this floor it will remove the decimal part and it will give the whole number. Okay, so that is the uh, that is why we are using a math dot floor. Okay. Okay, so I hope this is clear, and I'm appending this